On this channel, we solve Sudoku puzzles without pencil marks. We use techniques and patterns that work well with this strategy. Go to sudokuprimer.com to see these techniques and patterns. There's also lots of other Sudoku information out there. This is puzzle number 34 from Sudoku to Go, volume 152. Before we start, print the puzzle to follow along. You can click on the link in the description below or go to sudokuprimer.com and go to the menu item Print YouTube Puzzles before you watch, and you can print this puzzle. This video is the answer sheet to the previous video, which was a pop quiz. I explain how I got each number on this video. If you haven't already watched the pop quiz, I recommend you watch that video first. There's a link below in the description for that video. Okay, the first thing I did was there's an 3, 5, 7, and 8 missing here. And there's a 3 and a 7 there, so we know this is 8 and 5, and there's a 5 there. So we were able to put the 8 and 5 there. Then we have 7 and 3 left, and there's a 3 there. So 7 there, and 3 goes there. And then I looked at column 4. You notice I went to, rather than going through cross-hatching, I just did, I went to rows and columns that have a lot of numbers in them. Okay, so these two had a lot of numbers in them, so I did those first. Okay, and on this one we're missing 1, 2, 4, and 5. There's a 4 and a 5 there, and there's also a 2 right here, and a 2 right here, so we know that's a 2. And actually, I'm sorry, I put the 4 in first before I put the 2 in, but you can see we can solve that 2 anyway there. Okay, so there's a 1, 2, and 5 there, so I put the 4 in, then I put the 2 in, and then the 1 and 5 were left. With that 1 right there, we can fill those in. And then there's 7 and 9 missing here, and on the pop quiz I didn't put a dot on the 9. Once in a while I forget to do that, but I put the 9 and 7 in there. And then with the 7, 7, we can put a 7 in right here. All right, and then we found a 9 here. This is actually a right angle pattern, kind of backwards. We got a 9 here and a 9 here. So that's a 9 right there. And then we found a 9 here because of these two 9s and these two 9s. And then there's a 9 here, 9 here, 9 here. So that's a 9. And 9, 9, 9, 9. So that's a 9. So I put those 9s in. Then I looked at row 5. We're missing 2, 6, and 8. And I noticed I couldn't solve the 2, 6, and 8. But what I can solve is there's a 2 here and a 2 here. So I know that's a 2. And the 6 and 8 we can't solve yet. And then there's a 3 here, so that makes that a 3. We have 1 and 8 left there. And we got a 1 and 8 right here missing too. The only two numbers in this row. So I filled those in next. With this one, we can solve the 1 and the 8 here. And then I went to row 3. And you notice, remember our 1 and 8 here, the only two numbers left in this box. So what are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are missing here. There's a 4 and a 5 there, so I can put the 6 in. and put the 4 and a 5 there because there's a 5 there and a 4 there. So you put the 4 there and 5 there. All right, and then there's just one number left in box 2, so I put that in. Then we went to row 7. We're missing 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, and 5. Here's a 1 and a 4, and there's a 5, so that's a 3 and that's a 5, right? So put those in first, and then the 1 and 4 were left. There's a 4 there, so I can put a 1 there and a 4 there. All right, and then there's only one number left in box 9 there. I filled that in. Now we're missing 1, 2, 3, 6 right here. And there's a 3 and a 3 there, so I put the 3 in first. And then 2 and 6 left. With that 6, we can fill those in. All right, and then with this 6, we can fill in the 6 and 8 that we left up here earlier. And with that 8, we can fill in the 5 and 8, the only two numbers left here in box 7. Then we only have one number left here, which is a 7. And then we got a 7 here, 7 here, 7 here, 7 here. So that's a 7 right there. Now we're missing 2, 3, 6 right here. 2 and 6 there. So we put a 3 there. And then a 6 here. So that makes that a 6 and that a 2. And now we're missing 3 and 4 in this column. So 3 and 4 in this box, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 and 8 there. With that 2, we could solve the 8 and the 2. Of course, these are the only two numbers left in these columns also. And with that 8, we can put in a 3 and an 8 in box 5, the only two numbers missing there. And then with the 3, we can solve the 3 and 4 there. So we put a 4 there and a 3 there. I could have done this 1, 8 here earlier because of that 8 right there, but I didn't do that till now. So I put that 1 and 8 in there. And now we're missing 1, 4, 5, and 6 here. And there's a 4 and a 6 there, so that's 1 and 5. With that 1 there, we can put the 5 there and the 1 there, and then we're missing 4 and 6 there. With that 6, we can finish the 4 and the 6. And that was it. All right, well, how did you do on the pop quiz? Did you do pretty well? This is a medium puzzle, so it shouldn't be as hard as other pop quizzes I've done, but I wanted to do a medium for those of you who are kind of just starting out or haven't had a lot of experience with Sudoku. Well, thanks for watching.